Doosra Point, hosted by Paris and Mosul.
This could be victory. It is. Pakistan win the World Cup. India lift the World Cup. That's a big six.
Doosra Point.
3, 2, 1 and we're back, Mr. Pasha. Boom.
क्या हाल है सर?
बिल्कुल ठीक. ओवरड्यू थी ये पॉडकास्ट.
काफी ज्यादा.
तो ज़रा सा रीकैप. वो प्रीवियसली ऑन दूसरा पॉइंट हमने बात की आखिरी में इंडिया वर्सेस इंग्लैंड की कि क्या हो सकता है. 2 टेस्ट मैचेस डाउन, इंडिया इज गेटिंग सम सीरियस thrashing in England.
Yeah, 2-0. So I actually predicted that India would had the potential at least to win the test series. I thought they would give England a good run for the money at home. Obviously England ko harana is always very difficult.
Yeah.
But 2 test matches gone, 2-0, and last test match, like, it's one of the shortest test matches ever played in England with the result.
And arguably the best betting lineup in the world.
Arguably
the best betting lineup in the world got bundled out for 200 runs in 2 innings.
Yeah, I mean, very surprising. I guess, well, again, Anderson and Broad in their home conditions, man, they are a force to be reckoned with. I mean, they're almost like Wasim Bakar type scenario tha with them bowling and swinging the ball. I mean, Broad still has pace. Anderson does not even have pace, but uska jo control hai.
Crap tons of experience, man.
And obviously, he's on the verge of being the highest wicket-taking fast bowler. I mean,
Yeah.
he's close to getting the McGrath's record. So that tells you something. He's late 30s already.
Yeah,
36
I
or
think
something.
in his twilight of his career.
But he can
So-
still control the ball and make it talk. In home conditions, obviously, overcast conditions the. And rain for a couple of days, so wet pitch, all of that. I mean, it was a perfect sort of setup for Anderson to do his thing, and of course he did it.
He's already one of the best bowlers in the world. But if it's swinging in England, there isn't a better bowler.
That's true. I mean, outside England, I still have reservations because I've never thought he's actually quite ordinary. Like if you play him in the subcontinent and even other places, Australia maybe because he doesn't have that much pace. His averages are much higher compared to what he's been able to do in England. But England,
He's devastating.
he's by far the best English bowler I think they've had. Period.
Good luck facing him if it's swinging, man. He's probably the best swinging bowler in the world and has been for quite some time, consistently. And it's not just swinging; he also controls his swing.
He sets you up.
He sets you up. He's very intelligent. So the moment he smells that swing on the wicket, he's a different bowler altogether. And he showed that against India. But I was surprised. In our last podcast, we were discussing, and I didn't see India winning. I didn't know how bad they were going to lose, but I had a feeling they were going to lose. But they haven't lost because of the reason I thought they would lose. I said I don't see them picking up 20 wickets. And in test matches...
That wasn't the reason, huh?
But that wasn't the reason. I didn't expect the batting to collapse the way it collapsed. 200 runs. So जिस तरह से कहते हैं यार 400 runs किसी भी पिच पे जाता है. 100 runs किसी भी condition में किसी भी बैटिंग लाने के लिए कम है. There is no excuse for that. 100 runs with Virat Kohli's and all as we said, arguably the best batting lineup in the world, consistently also. अगर पहली इनिंग में 100 पे आउट हो जाते हैं, everyone has a bad session, bad luck, fine. दूसरी इनिंग में फिर under 150 or 137 or something. Yeah. Pathetic batting display by India. And it's not that they have made right decisions. That to add insult to their injuries. They make some horrible decisions.
The selection of the team itself.
Mind-boggling, man.
Overcast conditions, it's going to be rain like 2 days, at least 2 days of the test match. And you pick 2 spinners. How does that even make sense? And on top of that, you drop Dhawan. You're still playing Pandya.
I
who
don't
hasn't
get that.
proved anything yet. I mean, Pandya maybe for white ball cricket is still makes sense, but for Test match he hasn't done anything yet. I mean, he's got 1 century, but that's about it.
He is star in the making in white ball cricket. I get that. He is not an established test player by any stretch of imagination. And to drop Dhawan for Pandya, I think it's a cardinal sin that these guys did. पहले टेस्ट मैच में उन्होंने पुजारा बिठा दिया, who I think is a very solid test player.
He's averaging 50 यार.
तो उसको बिठा दिया उन्होंने.
And forget that. मुझे कुलदीप यादव को उन्होंने spinner as pick किया because obviously he had a very good one day series. वो भी one day series पहले 3 matches में.
हाँ.
उसके बाद English cricket they had figured him out.
Yeah.
Still they picked him for this test match. While you have Jadeja, who is the top 5 test bowler right now rated.
Also batsman.
And also a batsman where the other spinner called Yadav is not even a batsman.
Oh, absolutely.
So you don't play Jadeja, but you play him. I mean, if you were Jadeja, what are you thinking? Yeah, the selection did not make sense. I wouldn't have dropped Dhawan, like you said. And of course, 2 spinners in England. I mean, it's hardly known कि आप 2 spinners खिलाएं England में. I mean, it's always like a 5 pace attack or 4 pace attack, maybe 1 spinner for the 4th innings hota hai bas.
Yeah.
I mean, Adil Rashid played for England and he didn't even bowl a single over.
And they're playing him again when Stokes is coming back. They will be dropping Curran because they can't drop Adil. He said it's hard to go into a test match without a spinner.
I agree. Even in English conditions, in the 4th innings,
Yeah.
spinner is in anywhere in the world, in my opinion.
You need one.
You need at least one good spinner in a test match anywhere in the world where you play, because 4th, 5th day test pitch, deteriorating pitch, the ball always takes spin. So they're always in the game.
Yeah, you need to give yourself some option. So, I was equally surprised. Who's that fast bowler that they have?
Works.
Umesh Yadav.
Yadav.
यादव को बिठा दिया कुलदीप के लिए. As you were saying, 2 spinners की तो जरूरत ही नहीं है. एक is a stretch.
They're thinking Pandya can do, what Yadav cannot. Yadav is still your main strike bowler, yaar. So you're playing, Sharma and Shami as your 2 main bowlers. That's 2 frontline fast bowlers. That's it.
Yeah.
Then it's Ashwin and then it's Yadav. And then it's just Pandya as a all-rounder, sort of not a main bowler, but they're trying to play him as a main bowler, but he's not, doesn't have that kind of control to be a frontline pace part of the pace attack.
Yeah. They look...
But with 3 frontline pace bowlers, तो आप खिलाते हैं England में यार.
It's mind-boggling, and बहुत सा criticism हो रहा है रवि शास्त्री के ऊपर भी. So one thing is for
No,
sure.
he admitted that they got it wrong.
They got it wrong is one thing. But they're talking about his involvement. It seems like Virat Kohli is a one-man show right now.
That's true.
To the point that when he gets out, especially in the second test match, it's in the first one, sorry, he was going out and he was talking to the players who were left behind on the pitch, as if he was telling them what shots to play and what shots not to play, and the other guy got out, Shami, next ball. So I think his influence is now getting to a point where it's unhealthy with the team.
And they're also, I don't know, I guess they become very dependent on him. If Kohli ko injury ho jaye, तो India's team is nothing.
Exactly. कौन है कोहली के बाद?
So I don't know if obviously he was having some issues as well with his back and stuff, but I don't know if he'll be fit. I think he'll be fit for the 3rd test match, but obviously they're now winning the series from here. It's a foregone conclusion. तो 5-0 की बातें हो रही.
I wouldn't be too surprised like a 5-0.
And Trent Bridge is actually Anderson's best hunting ground. His best bowling figure is in England are at Trent Bridge.
It's one of the most difficult wickets in England
for
any visiting team.
Yeah, so that doesn't give too much hope to India कि वो 3rd test match में कुछ कर पाएं. But they've also been in England for what? At least 1.5 months. They had the whole tour and side games. And side game भी पूरा नहीं खेला. उस पे भी arguments चल रही हैं कि जो एक 4-day test match था जो खेलना था इनको वो भी उन्होंने shorten कर दिया था to a 3-day game because they didn't want to play. So it's not like they're not accustomed to the conditions. They've been there for more than a month.
Yeah, they've been there on this tour.
On this tour, yeah.
For more than a month. Plus, India never had that bad of a series in England also. India not winning in England is one thing. मगर इस तरह से जो 2 टेस्ट मैचेस में ये हारे हैं.
Her pala test match was close. I mean, because of obviously Kohli's, almost 149.
They shouldn't have. Yeah, it was a close one. They shouldn't have lost that one.
Well, I mean, it could have gone either way. I mean, it was a very close game, but that was also for me a Kohli show. I mean, it was all Kohli ki 5300.
निकाल दे कोहली को इक्वेशन से तो क्या बचा?
कुछ भी नहीं बचा. I mean, the highest score I think from besides Kohli is like 20-30 runs max, and that's also Ashwin is like averaging the highest after Kohli.
Yeah, that's my point. That's why I think as a team they failed in the first one. Also, it was Kohli's brilliance in the first test
It was
match
pure Kohli brilliance that it went that close.
because of him.
But
it's such a bad sign. हमेशा जो coaches कहते हैं कि they're never comfortable when there is only one bowler who's consistently picking up 5 wickets because they know the day is going to come.
The day is off.
You're done, right, as a team.
And that's it. Second test match, Kohli didn't score. You see what the scores are.
100
all
130.
out, 130 all out.
Yeah.
Lost by innings at 150 runs. उसी pitch पे जो आप 100 नहीं कर पा रहे as a team, they scored almost 400 runs declared. Chris Woak scores 100 and then you're out for 130 again. उसी pitch पे. It's not you can argue के conditions जो भी, but how can it be कि यार एक team 400 रन करी उसी pitch पे और आप 100 भी नहीं कर पा रहे.
और आप as you said, 2 महीने से वहाँ पे हैं.
हाँ, तो
you're an international cricketer.
There's no excuse for कि it's conditions. You're not adjusted to conditions either.
I mean, the way Murli Vijay got out in the second of one of those innings, of Anderson, कि वही जो पैड पे बॉल थी, जिसको वो flick करने जा रहे थे, thinking he's in Chennai or somewhere, but the ball swung.
You don't do that.
And as an international batsman, you don't.
Actually, I heard मैं was in एक और podcast सुन रहा था Cricket Info का Mark पूछेगा. He said that they should have seen how Pakistanis played in the first Test match. Even in the early summer, where the ball was still swinging, they were not going for the flicks, and they had accustomed to the conditions much better.
Yeah.
And they won the first Test match. It's like Pakistan has outperformed India by even you look at the stats and all the scores that Pakistan did. That compared to the batting lineup that we expected India to come up with and then score, they haven't done anything.
Lords has been our hunting
ground. Yeah, that's true. और ये Lords में तो था.
और ये हाँ और मैं अब देख रहा था going into the third test match, in fact starting tomorrow, India's form based on the last 5 matches is not that great. They've lost 3, they've won 2. England I think has won 4 and lost 1, and that they lost to Pakistan.
No.
So England they have a better form going into the third test match.
England obviously has had a tough time with the Ashes loss and stuff. So they had been on the losing side for a while as well. So we were coming into their cricketing season. They weren't, coming on a high or anything like that. But like हमारी बात हुई थी कि हमने एक टेस्ट हारे and then वो दूसरा टेस्ट, so we gave them that confidence boost just before India came. उनके जो सारे थे वो
हमारी साजिश थी वो
setup करके दिया हमने.
नहीं, हम यही बात कर रहे थे. और this is probably the weakest English side also. It's not that they have a fantastic test match side right now.
I mean, Malan hasn't scored, Jennings hasn't scored, Cook's not scoring. It's like Chris Woakes ने score किया है, या Bairstow is playing solid. But it's not like उनकी भी batting has been brilliant. उनका भी top order is very fragile.
Yeah.
They haven't been. I mean, हम लोग पाकिस्तान को कहते हैं कि हमें opener नहीं मिला until Fakhar Zaman and to extend Imamul Haq now. We've been chopping and changing our openers for the last, I can't remember when. मुझे लगता है Saeed Imran Amir के बाद openers ही नहीं आए. मिले नहीं है. That's the same since Andrew Strauss retired in England. With Cook and Strauss, you had a solid opening. Since Strauss retired, they have not had a stable partnership up top. Cook has been there, but Cook has also been averaging 20 of the last 10 test matches. अगर उसकी एक 200 निकाल दो Ashes की, तो उसकी average is nothing. So he's literally on the verge of retirement or calling it a day, or almost being dropped, because obviously he's played so much. He's a very senior cricketer. So he hasn't been dropped, but the numbers are not backing the selection at all. वो तो experience पे खेल रहा है, but maybe not for too long. But the other problem is they don't have anyone to replace on the other side. अगर Cook को भी drop कर दें तो लाएंगे किसको?
Yeah.
And which is very unusual. I didn't expect with the county cricket. I would expect them to find at least a good opening replacement, but they haven't been able to. Or middle order में भी Malan जो है hasn't done any catches, drop and score वैसे ही नहीं कर रहा, उसको भी drop किया, and they played a debutant 20-year-old guy.
इंग्लैंड के जो टॉप 6 का बैटिंग एवरेज है, and this is a number out of my hat, must be in early 30s जो उनकी टेस्ट बैटिंग एवरेज है, because Root is the only one who has a high 50 K average, and
Root
Cook
is also world-class.
in late 40s, but apart from those two everyone is averaging 25, 26, 30. So on paper India has a far stronger batting lineup than England.
No, of course, because आप subcontinent pitches में एक तो पहले खेलते हैं, वहाँ it's like 600 is average.
Yeah, but someone like Shikhar Dhawan का जो claim to fame था वो ये था कि he got off to a flyer in England, if you remember that series.
Of course, yeah, last
the 100 against, it was against
Champions Trophy उसने जिताई थी यार, जो पिछली इस Champions Trophy नहीं, इस Champions Trophy में भी he played well, but the पिछली Champions Trophy जो हुई थी 2 साल पहले है, he was the one who single-handedly won man of the tournament, won them the Champions Trophy.
So he's that batsman who plays relatively better on foreign soil than everybody else, except Kohli.
So I wouldn't have. I mean, it was. I don't know what kind of. वो कहते हैं कि कोहली जब से टेस्ट मैच कैप्टन बना है, they haven't had a stable test team. Actually, I don't think they have even. They can say कि they've played the same team 2 tests in a row. I mean, that tells you something itself.
He's definitely not your. I don't think he's ready to lead the side yet. He's still work in progress. They don't have any other option. I would think about Rahane.
I think he's chopping, changing stuff. I mean, obviously he's. I mean, he's one of the. He is the best.
But Tendulkar was also one of the best.
That's true.
Couldn't do it.
He's better than Tendulkar. I don't.
As a batsman.
Probably as a batsman as well. I would think. I still rate. Now what Kohli's already been able to achieve in his career compared to Tendulkar at the same age and the same sort of games.
The trajectory is just...
Trajectory for me, Kohli is actually higher than Tendulkar.
मेरे ख्याल से तो he's going to be GOAT.
Yeah, he's one of the... Yeah.
कोई doubt नहीं है unless God forbid something else happens. But as a captain...
He's right up there.
Yeah, as a captain, I'm not a fan. I'm not on that bandwagon yet.
I'm not sure if I can judge him. I guess he's been captain for a couple of years now, but...
Wonders... I think it's just too much pressure for him also. Let's face it. It's a very
foreign conditions.
Passionate foreign cricketing nation and foreign... I mean, he's going to perform. I have zero doubt. I can put my money on Kohli scoring a century every day test match. I have zero doubt. Leading from the front and scoring runs is one thing, but making sure everyone is kind of gelling together and
that's a different ballgame.
Yeah, getting maximum out of every player is something I don't see. I think it's just... India is too invested in Kohli. I don't see any other option. If he doesn't score, who else scores? And if you remember, जब India की काफी जब batting lineup strong थी Ganguly के वक्त, उस वक्त they had Ganguly and Dravid and Lakshman and Tendulkar. So you had one star, but then you had these gems around them.
I don't think that this batting lineup obviously is that caliber.
Not yet.
Not
as a unit, they're not there.
They're not there yet. So seeing them play now, I think I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 5-0 outcome.
I'm not. Yeah, I won't be surprised. I still think, well, they may अगर कोई
एक आध
turning wicket मिल जाए और Indian थोड़ा complacent हो जाए तो ठीक है. But to wrap this conversation up, what would you do if you were Shastri or Kohli to try and bounce back from where they are right now?
I say you play your best batsman. So Dhawan's got to be in, Pujara's got to be in, and you got to play at least 3 seamers. I don't think Pandya की जगह बनती है. अगर Bumrah, I think is now fit.
He's fit.
If he can play. Although I don't know how good he is in test matches yet. I think still a bit unproven. I think the one pacer that they are missing is Kumar.
Oh, big time.
Big time. So his injury, because he's a swinger, he's a natural swinger of the ball.
Yeah.
So he would have been very handy. So I think if Sharma, Shami or Kumar hote, to I think bowling lineup would have been better. So you got to play 3 frontline pacers for me, and 1 spinner, which is Ashwin. So that's your 4. I think all-rounders mein Pandya ke alawa, I don't think they have a choice. So I think you still play him. I don't think you have an alternative in the squad, at least that I know of. But you play then Dhawan back in, and Pujara should stay.
Yeah. So you wouldn't play K. Rahul?
So क्या है Vijay, Dhawan,
Vijay, Dhawan, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane. And then you have 6 batsmen.
Pandya.
So you were saying
And
Pandya
Karthik.
versus KL Rahul? Or would you go for a 6 specialist batsman?
Knowing their batting is the way it's playing, I'd probably lean towards playing Rahul. But Rahul hasn't done anything. So it doesn't give you too much confidence. Pandya actually इसने 20-30 रन किए. Pandya तो मतलब double figures भी नहीं आया मेरे ख्याल से.
Rahul नहीं आया.
Sorry, Rahul. Pandya तो फिर भी 20-30 रन score किए हैं.
हाँ.
I think Rahul hasn't scored anything.
Pandya also picked up wickets. Didn't have that impact.
No, they didn't have that impact. 1-2 wicket इधर-उधर ले लेता है. But yeah, Rahul hasn't done anything. So it'll be a tough one to pick him over. Yeah, Rahul last test match he scored 8 runs in the first innings, and in the second innings he scored 10.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think I would go with Pandya because Pandya still has an X factor. I wouldn't drop Dhawan for Pandya.
No,
that
I
was my only problem. But I would play Pandya because, again, he gives you more options. He's a live wire, good fielder. So I would play him. Rahul is a great. I think
he's a good. I mean,
he's a
I think
very promising player.
you do have to give also the batsman a bit of a run in these conditions. तो आप chop and change ज़्यादा ना करें तो बेहतर है. Because confidence levels वैसे ही low हैं. If you drop him and then you try to bring him back for the 4th test match, his confidence will even be lower. He hasn't scored even in the first test match. He was 4 and 13, so he hasn't scored more than 10-15 runs. Highest इसका score है अभी 2 test match में. So obviously confidence will be low, but you gotta still play him. You gotta back him with the senior guys. So Pujara and Dhawan and Rahane have to score. Vijay has to score. I mean, Kohli obviously will score. एक आध test match में नहीं चलेगा, but typically I would expect him to score.
Yeah.
But you can't. It's not a one-man show. It's a team sport at the end of the day. Kohli जितना भी चाहे कुछ कर ले, he can't win every game on his own. He can win one days on his own. He can win T20s on his own. You cannot win a test match on your own.
I agree. I'm just gonna say in the end that it's not a good feeling when you know you are the only one who can win matches, because then it puts more pressure on you. I think Kohli never felt that way. At least I never felt that way about India. Now I'm feeling that Kohli is the only option, the way they are playing, and that should change very soon.
So देखें क्या होता है अब. They obviously we got 3 test matches, and I think the tour ends like early September, and then India heads straight to UAE to play Asia Cup.
That is after a long time.
After a long time, cricket back. I was going to say Sharjah, but unfortunately they're not playing in Sharjah. Abu Dhabi, Dubai में games हैं, तो Sharjah को नहीं pick किया इस दफा. But obviously, because the stadiums are actually better in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. But cricket back in UAE, that is a bit nostalgic almost for me to see Pakistan and India play in the desert, जो कहते थे.
That's where it all started.
That's
right?
where it all started. So I'm looking forward to it. It'll be a good series. Obviously Asia Cup है, so 6 teams, and Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Pakistan, India.
Fingers crossed, man. Either Imran Khan elect हो गया, I hope कोई political tension ना हो कि last minute pull outs वगैरह कुछ हो जाए, but looks like it's gonna go through. I think
अभी तक तो the team started training and stuff. Training camp शुरू होने वाला है, and it's getting up to be. It'll be fun to watch, and it's a different.
Oh yes, man.
It's a different also schedule wise. लंबा टूर्नामेंट, छोटा टूर्नामेंट नहीं है.
13 दिन यार, 25 से 28 15 to 28 September.
So it's a bit of a long game where obviously 2 groups हैं, Pakistan, India, and a qualifier जो अभी decide होगा, and then Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh in the other one, and then the top 2 from each group go to play a Super 4 round. So I was thinking, and I'm actually thinking of going to watch the game, one of the games. Actually, the Super 4 का जो Pakistan India game होगा मेरे हिसाब से, I'll try to go watch that. But India Pakistan, obviously first game on the 19th, Tuesday को है, and I expect obviously Pakistan India to go through. Qualifiers either UAE or Nepal or Hong Kong types. So maybe it'll be just
I hope UAE because home ground.
Exactly. It'd be nice.
और बेहतर हो जाएंगे.
जो interesting home इसके हिसाब से कुछ.
बिल्कुल.
That'll be a nice outcome. But then actually मुझे लगता है वो दूसरा group जो है between Sri Lanka, Afghanistan and Bangladesh, that'll be a tough group, man.
I like how whoever put together these fixtures or groups ने बनाने का पहले पाकिस्तान इंडिया का तो खिलाए तो ताकि कम से कम एक मैच तो मिले.
I mean that's the first thing you pencil in. That's the first thing you pencil in, because if they had put Pakistan and India in separate groups, हो सकता था कि शायद match ही ना हो, because then you might not play each other. But they now have obviously put us in the same group, Pakistan and India. कि पहला एक मैच होगा, फिर सुपर राउंड में एक मैच होगा, and if both qualify for the final, so you could have a best of 3 pretty, coming up in September, which hasn't obviously happened. It doesn't happen very often.
It seems like it's a very creative way of making them play each other. बाकी सारे तो जैसा कि श्रीलंका खेल रहा है, बांग्लादेश supporting role है, हाँ काफी आसपास.
पिट रहा है वेस्ट इंडीज. में इतना टेस्ट मैचेस में पिटा, बट वनडेज में
टेस्ट मैचेस में बहुत बुरे पिटे हैं.
But white ball cricket में फिर भी they were pretty good.
Yeah, but I think it's all about India and Pakistan. I mean, let's face it. I hate to say, but I'm quite looking forward to watching Afghanistan play with the big boys in a tournament setting after having gained some experience and qualified for the World Cup next year. You're now among the Big 10, if you want to call it, top 10 teams. Beaten Bangladesh, beaten Zimbabwe, beaten West Indies. They are, they're coming from like minnows to, I don't really treat them as a minnow anymore. Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Afghanistan, that's a tough group. That is an interesting group.
Because Afghanistan just beat Bangladesh in India. उन्होंने तो whitewash किया है.
There isn't a dull moment with Afghan cricket.
There isn't. Absolutely.
I love that keeper. उसका interview सुना था. उसके कोई इंटरव्यू था जिसमें उसकी फिलॉसफी पूछने कि आप किस तरह से खेलते थे. उसकी बहुत ही फनी थी.
धोनी का बड़ा सपोर्टर है बड़ा.
So Afghan cricket is fantastic to watch, and I agree with you. It's going to be very tough and entertaining. It's not going to be a run through for either Sri Lanka or Bangladesh.
No, absolutely not. They better take every game seriously.
So there's a nice side show going on.
Absolutely. With Pakistan India, obviously main show, main event जो होता है. But
I hope you get 3 matches out of them.
I mean, it'd be brilliant, yeah. I'm very keen to go and watch the games, and I'm just trying to figure out the logistics. I'll probably definitely try to be there. So that'd be really. I've never watched a Pakistan India game live. I think it's in Dubai. Dubai Stadium is brilliant, very gorgeous stadium.
I've heard,
and I've watched quite a few games there, and you're so close to the action, the way it's set up, that it'll be really fun to watch. अगर मैं पहुंच सका तो I'm working on that. So it will be really exciting. And of course, one day team India की भी काफी strong है. Flat pitches होती हैं. But Pakistan's been on a roll as well. Obviously, it was Zimbabwe 5-0 हारे जीते. But they seem Australia को हराया try series में. So they seem to be, on a roll as well, on a high. Fakhr is, outstanding, performing so well. Double century, fastest 2000. I mean, that fastest 2000 is quite an achievement. When you see the list with what he's been able to achieve already, 200 bhi kar liye, koi nahi kar saka. That's the first Pakistani player to score 200.
Yeah.
So I think, it feels like team set ho rahi hai. Pakistan ki bhi. India will always be tough in one white ball cricket. They'll be tough to beat. So it'll be a good series.
I think it's going to be a very good series.
It'll be a good tournament.
A short sidestep, Fakhr Zaman. So we didn't have a podcast when he scored 200 runs.
Yeah.
Last podcast we discussed him was when we were arguing about whether or not he should be in test matches.
I think so. He's.
I think now
definitely-
he's in.
He's in. Yeah.
Quick question.
No question
He's
asked.
earned it now.
He's earned it.
And he's a big match player, super aggressive. But I mean, he has this knack of scoring in big games. He has a knack of scoring big runs also.
Yeah, absolutely.
Joe Buchanan is not the most elegant left-hander.
No,
but
he's
who cares?
not. But he's scoring in his own way.
And that's all
He's
matters.
very
Yeah,
effective.
that's-
As long as you score, hand-eye coordination seems pretty good.
Yeah.
Score kar raha hai, kare, and more
He
power
bowls
to
too,
him.
by the way. I haven't tried him that much.
No.
But yeah, he's scoring runs, and that's all that matters.
So it'll be a good, exciting tournament to watch and follow mid-September में. So मजेदार होगा.
Do you think they'll pick Hafiz?
That's the golden question. If he doesn't retire before then, I don't know. मेरे हिसाब से Hafiz is what now 37. Obviously the whole central contract issue that has raised, and I don't think he's actually signed the central contract. He's protested कि उसको downgrade किया है category A से category
B में डाला है.
B में डाला है. Now there is a lot of sort of views on this कि इसको downgrade करना चाहिए था कि नहीं करना चाहिए था. I still feel that he was. I don't know what the methodology they calculate. So एक seniority level तो होता ही है. So in terms of how many matches you've played and sort of formats you're playing and number of matches you've already played. If you go on that, purely on that basis, there's no doubt among the list of all the people on central contract that Hafiz is right up there in terms of experience and amount of cricket he's played. So just on that alone, for me, he's a category A player. So it's a bit of an ego issue as well कि आप इतने senior हो कि आपको downgrade किया जाए. That, especially in our culture in Pakistan, is not something you take lightly. So his objection is warranted in that sense. But in terms of performance की बात करते हो, if I look at Champions Trophy and what he did in one days in Champions Trophy, he performed pretty well. But Hafiz का हमेशा ही रहा है कि 3 matches में नीचे चलेगा, 1 match जिताएगा. या bowling कर लेगा या कुछ करेगा. Bowling तो अब कर रहा है, पहले तो bowling भी नहीं कर रहा था. But I'm still thinking that he's done. He should, in my view, he should not be part of the future plans. And this is my first indication that he's not part of your future plans for Pakistan. या मिकी आता के plans में नहीं है ये. तभी उसको downgrade करेंगे, वरना क्यों downgrade करेंगे?
What doesn't add for me is, I think it's a very binary discussion. Either he's part of your plans or he's not part of your plans.
Yeah, simple.
If he's not part of your plans, which I think is the case, then he should not even get any contract. That's how it happens everywhere else. Like Steve Waugh, Mark Waugh didn't get a contract.
No,
they were
but-
told, "Bhai, you're done."
No, I think he's still playing, right? So I don't think you don't give him a contract because God forbid अगर कोई injuries होती हैं, so it's not like he's down your pecking order so much that you won't pick him. If you're 1 or 2 players get injured हो जाते हैं, you say Babar Azam gets injured or another batsman gets injured, who are you going to pick?
No, you can always pick him. It doesn't need to be on a contract for you to pick him.
Yeah, but that's being a bit harsh for me.
But the thing is, downgrading someone, I just think it has to be very, very objective. मेरे हिसाब से जो contracts मिलते हैं वो 2 components में मिलते हैं. Your existing performance and future potential. जिसकी future potential नहीं है और performance भी नहीं है, उसको तो contract वैसे नहीं मिलना चाहिए.
नहीं, पर आपके seniors players को तो मिलता है ना contract जो आपके खेल रहे हैं अभी.
अगर खेल रहे
Based
हैं
on खेल रहे हैं तो Hafiz
अगर
खेल तो
खेल
रहा
रहे
है.
हैं.
अब उसको खिला नहीं रहे वो अलग बात है. उसको जिम्बाब्वे में भी नहीं खिलाया. He didn't play.
If he didn't play against Zimbabwe, either
Yeah.
they rested him,
No, they didn't play him.
then
They
I think
didn't
he's
play him out of
done.
choice. And when they told him to play, he said कि यार जब team इतना अच्छा खेल रही है, Fakhr and these guys are playing, तो let them play. Because obviously, but again, अगर central contracts देखो भी, उस central contract की list में I can name you only a few batsmen who have the potential. you don't actually. I'll just read, for example, category C या B के नाम मैं बताता हूँ. मोहम्मद अब्बास, वहाब रियाज, जुनैद खान, हारिस सुहेल, इमामुल हक, मोहम्मद नवाज, उस्मान शिनवारी, शान मसूद, इमाद वसीम. इमाद वसीम खेलता है. मोहम्मद नवाज इज नॉट रेगुलर. बाकी सारे बॉलर हैं एक्सेप्ट फॉर हारिस सुहेल. कैटेगरी बी में फ़हीम अशरफ, असद शफीक, फ़खर जमान, शादाब एंड हफीज़. कौन से बैट्समैन है उसमें सवाए हफीज़ के और असद शफीक? असद शफीक वनडे खेलता ही नहीं. तो मैं बता रहा हूँ कि when you go through the list, I don't actually find a lot of white ball batsmen in the central contract list. It's predominantly dominated by bowlers. और फिर जो हैं वो white ball cricket खेल रहे हैं, वो टीम में हैं. जो आपकी जो bench straight बैट्समैन बैटिंग की है वो अभी भी बहुत लाइट है. So I don't think you can afford not to give Hafiz a contract, but he's still in the pecking order of picking. अगर एक दो injuries होती हैं तो he's in, because you have no other choice. किसको खिलाओगे?
So he's your third option, second option.
Yeah, he's not your first option, but still, that's why he still gets a contract for me.
Then he doesn't get shouldn't get an A, right?
Huh?
Then he shouldn't get an A.
But seniority wise से A बनता है.
But वो तो फिर वो ये डिपार्टमेंटल क्रिकेट वाली हबीब बैंक वाली यूबीएल वाली बात है. The whole contract purpose was to take care of players.
आप corporate culture में भी देखो, अगर आप एक seniority level पे आ जाते हैं, you either let go, you never downgraded. Downgrade is a big thing in terms of.
It's not exactly like corporate culture also, because the performance is very binary.
Yeah.
वहाँ पे एक boss की recommendation नहीं है, and the entire world is seeing it. Who can downgrade Kohli right now?
No, nobody.
Even if you hate him, whatever,
Yeah.
you can't just downgrade him. मेरे एक तो ये हफीज का मसला है, ठीक है. I don't think he's your A list player right now.
But you take Hafiz.
Huh.
How does Yasir Shah get a category A contract?
I wouldn't give him category A just for playing test matches, injured. And I don't see much future, by the way, now that you have Shadab.
So how does Yasir Shah get a contract?
It doesn't add up. I don't agree with that.
No.
मेरे तो एक और मसला है कि how come Shadab is category B also.
नहीं खैर, he only debuted like.
But the
less
thing
than
is,
a
दुनिया
year,
भर में हर sport में you have these prodigies, ठीक है.
That's
Cristiano Ronaldo was picked when he was Manchester United and he was getting contracts. Paul Pogba football में.
LeBron James जब high school से graduate था तो उसकी हमर बाहर खड़ी हुई.
Exactly.
$80 million contract the day he graduated high school.
बिल्कुल. तो corporate culture की तरह का 60 साल की retirement age नहीं है. Like these guys have 10-15 years. God forbid injury हो गई तो वैसे ही करियर छोड़. You need to, if there's a star, give it to him. That's what I'm saying.
That's true. That's not. I don't disagree with that.
And then you can dictate to them, listen, you're not paying any bloody CPL because we want you to play for Pakistan.
अब मोहम्मद आमिर पे भी बात उठी थी कि वो भी कैटेगरी ए में है, पर उसके तुम प्योर स्टैट्स और परफॉर्मेंस पे जाओ, barring the one-offs like the Champions Trophy final and maybe Asia Cup का कोई जो था एक फाइनल इंडिया के खिलाफ, I can't remember anything else.
But that's a stock with a high price anyway.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. But
dividend नहीं है, मगर उस बंदे की potential अभी भी you can't question that, right?
You can't question.
How old is he? Mid-20s or late 20s?
26, 27.
Yeah, he's got.
He's got plenty in it.
At least 5-10 years.
Pure performance and stats wise.
Yeah, I agree.
Mohammad Abbas जो टेस्ट मैच खेलता है, he's category C. He's your leading wicket taker now.
Yeah.
So it's quite mixed. तो मुझे कोई philosophy, कोई clear cut philosophy नहीं है central contracts में, ये clear है.
ये बिल्कुल clear है. It's hard to defend.
It's hard to apply some logic to the selection.
किसी ने बैठ के ये इधर आएगा और ये इधर जाएगा टाइप की कुछ सीन हुई है.
यार इसको यहाँ डाल दो.
यहाँ पे डाल दो. I agree with you. कोई philosophy, कोई framework, कोई policy नजर नहीं आ रही मुझे कि कौन कहाँ क्यों है.
It should be, it's almost, if you're saying it's stats-based, performance-based, seniority-based, it should be a factor of a combination of everything. It can't be just one element, in my view. मेरे हिसाब से seniority भी आती है इसमें equation में, performance भी आती है equation में, potential भी आता है इस equation में. It should be a combined sort of,
कोई methodology तो कुछ हो.
हाँ. So I would have thought that with Inzamam and Mickey Arthur, they would get it right, but
सर कप्तान अब आ गए हैं, ठीक है, तो आई एम श्योर वो ट्रिकल डाउन होते हुए क्रिकेट बोर्ड पे भी पड़ेगा कि कोई मेथडोलॉजी हो, कोई उठा के.
वो तो कह रहे हैं ना, he's not a very fond of departmental cricket.
He's never been, by the way.
He's never been.
He's
तो अब तो
consistently
departmental cricket गई.
According to Imran Khan, डिपार्टमेंट क्रिकेट पाकिस्तान के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा जो नुकसान पहुंचाया है ओवर द इयर्स, जो डोमेस्टिक स्ट्रक्चर तबाह करना है, वो इन्होंने किया है. आई डोंट नो, we've got some great players from those department crickets, but we never had any strong domestic structure also. But let's see how he influences that. I don't think he will directly.
I guess the big question for me is that Imran Khan abhi, obviously, he'll be taking oath in an hour or so. What impact he has on obviously PCB, but first question is, does he replace Najm Sethi?
He will. Najm Sethi, even if, okay, so let me, because I've been following politics very closely. Even if
और Najm Sethi और इमरान खान की तो बिल्कुल नहीं बनती.
एक तो बनती, अगर बनती भी होती, नजम सेठी के खिलाफ जो इंडिपेंडेंट रेफरेंस गया हुआ है या एप्लीकेशन गई हुई है, वो इमरान खान की तरफ से नहीं गई हुई है, वो नैब में वैसी गई हुई है PSL के ऊपर. जो PSL के अंदर फाइनेंशियल करप्शन का एक एंगल है. आपको पता है मुल्तान सुल्तान का जो ओनर है शॉन ग्रू, उनका तो दुबई में प्रॉपर्टी फ्रीज हो गई है. ये अरब न्यूज़ की वो है, ये पाकिस्तान का कुछ नहीं है. So that investigation is happening, by the way, and you know the mood here. So it's going to come. Now, I don't mind what Najm Sethi did for the cricket in isolation. मगर अगर कोई financial corruption है, तो I think that will translate into some heads rolling in the PCB.
Irrespective of the whole corruption or whatever, I mean, I don't think, Najm Sethi's done a great job, to be honest. Corruption, or on one side at least, not guilty and proven side of the situation.
Absolutely, yeah.
Investigation chal rahi hai. If he's obviously corrupt, then that's a different ball game. But just on what he's been able to achieve in his tenure, I mean, hats off to him. He's done pretty well to get PSL off, get Pakistan cricket back, cricket back home to a great extent with all the cricket that we played in Pakistan. ICC World 11 ho gaya, Zimbabwe ho gaya, West Indies ho gaya. And even the team's performing well, coach Laya, and so all of that, he's management-wise, he's done pretty decent job, I think, to date. But I still have a feeling that with Imran Khan coming in, he's going to be gone very shortly.
I agree with you. I think that.
वो तो पहले दिन रूमर निकल आया था कि वसीम अकरम को PCB चैम्पियन बनाना है. जिस दिन इलेक्शन जीता नहीं था अभी इमरान खान, वो रूमर पहले निकल आया था.
रूमर मिल तो ऑन थी इमरान खान के आते के साथ. ये नजम सेठी की भी थी, वो उसके अपने पॉलिटिकल एडवर्सरीज भी है, एंगल भी है, वो अलग है. नो, इमरान खान आई थिंक इज अ वेरी फेयर गाय. अगर तो कुछ नहीं है तो I don't think it should happen. अगर तो वो करप्शन में प्रूव नहीं होती है, थिंग्स डन अ गुड जॉब. प्रॉब्लम आपके स्ट्रक्चर में, आपका PCB आज तक रिपोर्ट करती है, जो पेट्रन इन चीफ है वो प्राइम मिनिस्टर है, ठीक है.
I think that should change also.
That is going to change. तो वो शायद पूरा स्ट्रक्चर हिलेगा अगर उसके, I don't know all the bylaws and all those things, मगर उस स्ट्रक्चर के हिलने से चीज़ आगे पीछे होती हैं, I don't know, but let's see. It's too early to say anything. I don't think वो जितनी स्ट्रॉन्ग रूमर है कि निकाल देने वाले हैं, ये हो जाने वाला है. I think that's nothing is official. It's all rumors, all conjecture at this
stage. It'll come in a couple of weeks probably.
But getting back to central contract, इन्होंने एक कैटेगरी E भी ऐड की इस साल. So A, B, C, D, E तक हम पहुंच चुके हैं.
E में कौन है?
E में आपके शाहीन शाह आफरीदी है.
I thought potential में शाहीन शाह आफरीदी को तो कैटेगरी से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए था यार, because उस कैटेगरी में
D में तो आ सकते थे.
D में आ सकते हो. बिलाल आसिफ, साहबजादा फरहान, उमेद आसिफ, मीर हमजा, साद अली and मोहम्मद रिजवान.
ये आपके रॉ जो क्रिकेट टैलेंट है.
मैंने like 2-3 नाम तो मैंने, I don't think I've even seen them play. उसमें आफरीदी भी है. आफरीदी probably would have been D for me, but D में रुमान रईस, आसिफ अली, राहत अली, उस्मान सलाउद्दीन और हुसैन तलत है. हुसैन तलत पे भी आखिर maybe it's a bit early, वो भी promote शायद हो ही जाए.
I'm a Ruwan Riaz fan again. जिस तरह शाहीन आफरीदी injured काफी रहा है. Again, on potential he gets it. I think he's very promising.
Yeah.
And at this stage, all that matters is potential or performance.
Babar Azam, category A.
Again, but he's earned it. So I think there's no question. But I'm saying he's young also.
He's, of course.
Again, if you apply that math, then again you would
but
question.
it's not one. It's not
a lot of
just-
things. I agree. Yeah.
Babar Azam is your best batsman, yaar.
I absolutely I'm in agreement with that decision. So मेरे ख्याल से age wise ये ना करें. Sports की छोटी life.
It's a combination in my view.
Treat your stars like they're stars, and then expect big things from them also. So before we wrap up, India England starting tomorrow. What is your one-word prediction, or more than one word?
I think at best it's 4-1 to England for India, and maybe 5-0 for me. So it's going to be a tough sort of remaining month for India and England.
Yeah, I think England will wrap up the series. Trent Bridge is a very tough territory, as we discussed, for any visitor. And I don't see India winning this one also.
Challenge, but let's do our next podcast probably be once we have the India-England series, probably after the 4th test match, probably.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's...
And we'll see how the series is gone, but then we can probably do a full preview of Asia Cup.
Look forward to it, man.
Baat hoti hai phir.
Chale. Okay, bye.